How can I draw body proportions without head units? Imagine trying to build a figure without counting how many heads tall it is. It might sound tricky at first, but there are simple ways to do it using other parts of the body. When you're drawing characters or creating designs, relying on head units can sometimes limit your flexibility. Instead, you can focus on the body's natural landmarks and segments to keep everything in proportion. Start by looking at the main body parts. The length of the torso from the shoulders down to the pelvis is a good starting point. You can measure this area to set a base for the rest of the figure. Next, look at the legs from the pelvis to the feet. Dividing the legs into the thigh and calf segments helps keep the proportions accurate. The width of the shoulders and hips also gives you horizontal guides to balance the figure. Using simple shapes like ovals, rectangles, and cylinders makes it easier to visualize the body parts. For example, draw an oval for the chest, a rectangle for the pelvis, and cylinders for the arms and legs. Connecting these shapes with lines helps you see how the limbs and torso relate to each other without relying on head measurements. Create a vertical center line down the middle of the figure. Horizontal lines across the shoulders, waist, hips, knees, and ankles help you keep everything aligned. These lines act as guides to make sure the figure stays balanced and proportionate. You can also measure using known ratios. For example, the length of the arm from shoulder to wrist is roughly the same as the length from the waist to the knee. The hand's length is about the same as the face width, which can be useful if you want to add details. Dividing the leg into the thigh and calf sections helps you keep the legs proportionate to the rest of the body. Looking at real-life references or photos can give you a good sense of how different body parts relate to each other. Using digital tools like rulers or grid overlays in your art software makes comparing lengths and widths easier. This way, you can check if your drawing matches real human proportions or stylized designs. In stylized art, body proportions can be exaggerated or simplified. For example, cartoon characters often have larger heads or shorter limbs. In these cases, focus on the overall shape and silhouette rather than strict measurements. This approach allows for more creative freedom while still maintaining a believable or appealing figure. Digital art techniques also help. Use separate layers for different body parts so you can adjust proportions easily. Grids and guides in your software help keep everything aligned. Symmetry tools make sure both sides of the body match and stay balanced. To sum up, instead of counting head units, focus on the body's major segments like the torso, legs, and arms. Use geometric shapes and lines to build your figure. Measure relative lengths and widths based on real anatomy or stylized needs. With practice, you'll be able to draw accurate and dynamic figures without relying on head measurements, giving you more freedom to create unique characters.